This is Mrs. Harwell, and today I'm going to talk to you about incorporating sensory imagery into your personal narrative. Now, you will need to have two pieces of sensory imagery in your personal narrative draft. So let me go ahead and show you our model, our teacher model. This is about the learning how to ride a bike. Okay, so sensory imagery, first off, we know what imagery is. Imagery is the way that you write things so that you can paint pictures in the mind of your reader. Okay, we know that. So sensory imagery, though, is a little bit more specific. So that uses the five senses to draw on the imagination of the reader to help them envision what's going on in your story. So that is incorporating taste, touch, sight, sound, smell, all of those five senses into your piece. Now, you don't necessarily need to have all five of them in this one draft or in this one personal narrative, but you do need two examples or two instances of sensory imagery. Now, for our model here, there are a couple of places that we've already put sensory imagery, and so you will need to add two to your draft. Now, this sentence, I remember the uncontainable excitement I felt the first day of my training of how to ride a bike. I can practically hear the Velcro detaching and readjusting while I squirmed with giddiness. So this idea of the Velcro detaching and reattaching, like the Velcro on the little pads, like the knee pads and the elbow pads. So when that's being written down, we can almost like hear in our mind the of the Velcro. And that's helping your reader to understand your story and to be immersed in your story. So that's a good thing. That is one instance of sensory imagery that we have here. So because sensory imagery is going to be coded or highlighted pink, I'm going to go up here to the highlight color, and I'm going to highlight that part of the sentence because that is my example of sensory imagery. Now there is another one that I've already added in here that I will go ahead and point out to you. Here we go. So curb crashes, scraped knees, and tear-streaked faces. So that's sensory imagery as well, because that's helping us to see in our mind the scraped knees and a little kid's face with tears. That's helping us as the reader to understand the situation. So that would also be highlighted in pink. So let's say, for example, that you are writing your personal narrative and it has something to do with your parents, how they woke up every morning to go to work. Okay, so maybe the smell of coffee, the aroma of coffee throughout the house is something that you want to pinpoint and you want to explain in your draft. That would be sensory imagery. Maybe it's a memory that's surrounding a dinner and where you ate spaghetti and the taste of spaghetti brought back the memory to you, something like that. Any of those instances of sensory imagery, you're going to want to highlight at least two of them in pink. Okay, so happy hunting and happy writing with your sensory imagery.